What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? Many men have anxiety and or depression, but we will not talk about and will get moderately annoyed at you for bringing it up. Holy shit, this got gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I remember when I thought this was a successful post when it had only like 30 upvotes. A lot of women don't understand that it takes us a lot longer to figure out how we feel about something than most women. Give us time to process, and we'll bring it up if and when we want to talk about it. But, don't try to push us to be emotional, since most men aren't as driven by feelings as most women. Sometimes we pee on the poo stains in the toilet because we are too lazy to use the scrub. I don't know who complained, but the way I see, we do a fine great work. We get raped too. Can confirm I was molested by a neighbor's babysitter, 15F, when I was 7. Sometimes we don't talk to people cause we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we're on an elevator or something where she can't leave if she actually is uncomfortable. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. I'd if other guys feel this too, but I'm always afraid of accidentally making women feel uncomfortable in my presence. For example, when I happen to walk in the same direction as a woman in front of me for a while. And I'm not even interested in women in the first place. My dad served in the Pacific during WW2. A kid from the Bronx, he had never been out of the Bronx in his entire life. Then he got sent to New Guinea. Decades later, as he lay dying in the hospital bed, he told us, as his young friends were being slaughtered by other young men, just before they died, they always cried for their mothers, never for their fathers, always for their mothers. He said, they were just kids being slaughtered by other kids. And then they died, in his arms. Their last words were always, "Where is my mother? Where is my mother? Where is my mother?" Never for their fathers. That affected him for his entire life. And Dad lived a long time. He was the lucky one. My dad fought in WI on the European front and said the same. Guys would always cry out for their mothers. He reinforced how important it was to be gentle and nurturing to a boy. I don't know why, but this comment caused me to immediately weep. I can't wait to raise a son with this perspective. Men are so precious and we need to love the hell out of them. I wasn't expecting this. It's always difficult to see that men are seen as someone stronger when we go through same emotions, just a bit differently. Wow. This is the most underrated comment on Reddit that I have ever seen. This brought tears to my eyes. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I look nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. I'm a woman. In college I complimented this random guy in line for coffee that he smelled really nice. It wasn't a pickup line or anything, I just enjoyed complimenting people. About a year later we ended up having a class together and I didn't recognize him at all. He came up to me and thanked me again for the compliment I gave him a year ago and said he hasn't forgotten about how nice that was for a stranger to be so upfront and to compliment him. We'll be married 7 years in June. Edit, thank you for my first medal. I love sharing this story. Keep complimenting people. No matter their gender. You are a spark in a world of dry tinder. I remember 2 years ago when a girl told me my eyes are beautiful. I've had eyes ever since. Sex isn't all we want in a relationship. I'd rather be with someone who understands me but only does it once in a while than someone who I have sex with every day but don't connect with emotionally and mentally. Some of us are into things like cooking, cleaning, makeup, fashion, etc. It doesn't necessarily mean we're gay. Please don't tell us to man up. A lot of us were constantly told that growing up whenever we tried to express ourselves, so you saying it will often bring up bad memories. Men can be abused. Men can be raped. Men also tend to be more suicidal because society tells us we're weak if we try to discuss these things. No, we don't enjoy being raped by a hot girl, and we often don't talk about it because people will often straight up tell us we're lying about it if we do. Men have a box that our minds go into. It's called the nothing box. So next time you ask a man what he's thinking about and he answers with nothing, there is a good chance he's telling you the truth. I've heard this before and I can't relate, but I'm kind of jealous. It sounds peaceful. I am always having some sort of inner monologue or background thoughts bombarding me unless I smoke up, which I do to escape this. Do I have some sort of condition? Maybe this is more of a dad's secret, but I don't babysit my own kids. That's called fathering, damn it. After a shower, we have no problem drying our balls and face with the same towel. Most of the time we try to dry the face first, then the sack. But sometimes we have to go back to the face. We just hope we use an uncontaminated part of the towel. Edit, uncontaminated. My balls are clean after a shower. Just, wiping the balls then wiping my face is just kind of ... yay. And then by the next day the towel forgets and it resets. Truly one of nature's miracles. This. While I am thoroughly clean, the last two places I dry are my sack and crack. Sack first. I hesitate to dry my face after if I need to and ensure that the towel parts that touch don't come anywhere near my face. Day 2, I am grabbing the towel wherever and probably shoving my face right in the same spot. I'm secretly an emotional wreck, I just hide it. As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes, at times I do see you as I did 30 years ago and every wrinkle and flaw disappears. Yes, there are times I see every wrinkle and flaw, and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. I wish more older men would answer. The answers so far are cool, but I'm also interested in hearing how life experience affects what is said. We have the magical power of thinking about nothing. This comment will be buried, but those perfectly round toilets suck. It's super annoying when your junk touches the inside of the toilet bowl. The oval toilets, like in most public toilets, are much better. Fucking fact, man. I hate the circle toilets. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with my sofa not picking up what I thought were clear hints, when he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman." He really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. Imagine hinting what you want at Chipotle. I don't know, do you think I want guacamole? It's not that I want guacamole, it's that I want you to want me to have guacamole. It's not uncommon for us to genuinely think you're beautiful without any makeup. I just spent the last hour shouting all of these to my husband in the other room, and him replying, "Yep." When I told mine the title, he said, "We've all tried that one thing." Took a couple of hours, but I finally came across it a few posts up. Bunch of snitches in this thread. At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff. Like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. We don't care how popular, or unpopular, you are with other women. So it shouldn't factor into how you value yourself when dating. Edit, thanks for the gold internet stranger. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is, often, not possible, lead with something along the lines of, "Can I vent for a minute?" Or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem-solving session. Otherwise it's just awkward. WTF is going on here? In our heads. Simply saying you need to cry tells us exactly what we need to do. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you, it's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. I get this one way too well. I go through bouts where I just don't want to talk to anyone regardless of how close we are. For me it's not even a thing where I'm upset or irritated if someone was around. I just need time to think and reorganize my head every so often, as well as to just shut my head off for a bit. But I mean, if they wanna silently hang around, that's not a problem. I don't mind being around, I just need mental quiet. Nice try, Audrey. I'm not telling you what I got you for your birthday. A lot of porn is really weird. Just because we watched a video about banging a stepsister while her head was stuck in the dryer, doesn't mean that's some sort of weird fantasy. The girl just looked good in the thumbnail. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. This is shockingly accurate. Might even be accompanied by shaking the object a bit, and looking at your friend for confirmation that he also saw how much it's not going anywhere. Edit, Silver. Thank you so much. No matter how poorly secured the object may be, you can always guarantee that's not going anywhere. These guy secrets seem to fall into 3 areas: male genitalia, toilet habits, and the lack of psychic powers when it comes to women. Got it. You forgot the fact that all men know who killed JFK, but we signed a non-disclosure agreement. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we give girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. I wish more girls understood that. My hair is a mess, I know it is, and I think that's fucking adorable. PLS, just be cute! ! 2. Seriously, I don't think girls really know how good they look with messy hair. There is no amount of hot sex that will stop us from masturbating as soon as we're alone. It's 2 separate releases and you just filled up the spank bank. Sometimes, especially if it was hot. TBH, my ego got hella boosted when a boy texted me that he just rubbed one out to the memory of last night. Amazing. We don't get the hint. Saying I almost broke my neck in the driveway is not the same as asking us to shovel it. In my mind I'm thinking, thanks for the heads up, I'll be careful. Subtle hints do not work, obvious hints do not work. Anything short of spelling it out ABC style at us, will not work. When I try to pick up on hints I get it wrong almost every time. Can confirm. Source, good friend, colleague at work asked me if I noticed anything different about her. I said it looked like she lost weight. She followed that up with I'm 5 months pregnant. Well, the good news is what you said is the opposite of what would have gotten you killed. Edit, added 3 letters. Oftentimes, we genuinely don't care where we go to eat because we're just hungry and want food. Any food. As long as you eat some too. Edit, I'm glad someone liked my toilet comment enough to give me gold. I promise to use this responsibly. 99.9% of the time, I don't care. I'm not being a pushover by having you choose what to eat, because I might as well fry some hot dogs and cook pasta, add ketchup and voila! Dinner. But I already know that isn't fancy enough, so you choose. Luckily, I found someone that'll actually eat that, so our days of not knowing isn't very indecisive. We just raid the cupboard and freezer and make ourselves whatever. I'm a girl and I found out through the years that when guys say something, don't think too much into it, like what's the hidden meaning? Don't overthink it. Guys normally say stuff that should be taken at face value. We had a friend in college who would always try to figure out what a guy meant. I mean, this was constant. Every time she started to try and figure out what the subtle meaning was, we would say crazy, the sky is blue. Nothing more. It confounds me every time I hear this. Like, how is being direct and straightforward with your words not the first expectation when anyone hears someone speak? What kind of inefficient communication skills have developed among women that the default is to not trust the immediate meaning of words? The mental struggle we have to go through to not scratch around our groin in a public setting. It'll take 100% of my willpower to not do it. The itching can drive me insane, yet the euphoria from actually scratching it is so good. I often imagine this must be what it's like scratching a dog's ears.